homies. How we doing tonight? Okay, we got a little Monday night thing going on. I've got a little announcement to make, nothing huge. And I just wanted to catch up with you guys and kind of shoot the shit with you and see how you're doing. And kind of kind of wrap up the weekend kind of thing. But I I would like to go on here a little earlier, but hey D, but yeah, I usually, I mean, I have my only 2 days off, and then I got to get everything done, and this is about the time where I normally get to come home and relax and kind of kick it a little bit and do things on my own little at my own little pace and at my own comfort level. Eric G, how we doing? So yeah, and I'm going to make a little announcement, but before I do that, I'm uh, I'm gonna just kind of I'm gonna talk about uh, we had a fun, eventful little weekend on YouTube, didn't we? Um, a couple of my favorites went live, and I listened in, uh, and I always enjoy. Well, one of them is a new favorite. One of them is a new favorite. um, because I've actually never listened to her live, but I actually did enjoy it for the most part. I mean, the content I can kind of do without at this point, but this Chris Watts shit can only go on forever, for so long, really, and I think we're just gonna, eventually the majority of the people who are so obsessed with it right now will get over it. Because I honestly think that at this point, the only reason I think that two uh, clearly very talented uh, YouTubers with so many devoted followers, um, they have to know that this case is following this case at this point. There's nothing productive about it, other than the fact that there are people who are obsessed with following it. So why not give them what they want? And I don't blame them. I mean, that's what most people do. It's not exactly what I do, but it is what works, and there's no arguing that. So I'm not faulting them for this content. Although I do wish, this is something I've told them both, that they're both extremely talented. And from what I understand, they used to work together, and uh, it's interesting, you know. Um, and honestly, I think that the only reason that this has gotten so out of hand, because it's really silly. I don't know them personally. I like that I don't know anybody in this world very personally. I enjoy that. I enjoy just being able to come on here, talk a little shit. People enjoy it for whatever reason, and I enjoy it. So I'm grateful that I get to do it. And this is one of these things that I'm observing. I followed this case closely. So what's up, Scott? Hey, Penguin. Um, so I did follow this case closely, and I was extremely interested in it. But once it was closed, and I don't want to repeat myself too much uh, of the things that I've said in past broadcasts, but it's pretty clear that I feel so strongly about people moving on from the case, and you know, people um, people have. I can't help it. I can't help but like comment, and I can't help. I just can't help it. I hear what's being talked about. I hear different opinions, and then I see things in the chats of these things, and I have to interject and add my 2 cents. I just can't help it, which is part of the reason, I guess, why I have, it's whatever nature's in me that feels the need to come on here and talk. I guess, it just I can't keep my mouth shut. So um, when when I went last night, there was a live last night, and I listened to it, and the host of the live last night was actually extremely kind to me in the chat. So thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate that. I'm not being sarcastic in any way, shape, or form. She was extremely welcoming to me. She was extremely kind, and she was very hospitable as a host, knowing who I am, knowing who I've worked with, and I think it was really, really classy of her to behave the way that she did towards me. So thank you for that. Um, Especially since I was so critical. Um, so you know, and but she was extremely mature about it and very cool about it. Because I don't have any personal feelings against anyone. As personal as it gets for me, I think I could speak for a lot of us fans of these two rivals on YouTube, um, and say that they're very, very talented. And this is why we watch it. This is why we keep up with the back and forth. I personally, I think the back and forth is a waste. You know, it can't be a coincidence that their names rhyme. Maybe it is. I'm just joking. I'm being kind of silly about that. But it's but I am fascinated, and I've said this 1,000 times. I'm fascinated by the uh, by the fans. Hey, Eric, everyone here found me through K. What's up, Irish? Irish is in the house. Um, so yeah, everyone pretty much found me through K. Kay is the one I've been very clear about this. She's the one who pretty much started me on all this. I would never, if it wasn't for her, I would have never had the confidence to come on here in the first place, and I would have never had a mic to come on in the first place. So she uh she and I had a really fun time working together. I have no regrets about the time that I had working with her, or going on with her and interacting with her. I don't want to call it working because it's not, but it's fun. Um, but I so I always listen to her lives, just hoping, just come on, man, just please, 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 you know, just cover a new case. Just come on, show us what you can do. This is you're so good at this, um, and I can't wait to hear it. I'm dying for that, man. I'm fucking dying for that. So that's why I tune in almost every time. I don't necessarily comment every time, but rest assured, if I'm free and it's on, I'm listening. I'm there listening. Um, but last night, I gotta admit, some of it made me laugh. Some of it made me laugh. But what I'm gonna do is I'm going to uh, I'm gonna I couldn't help but comment um, on one of their things, and there was an exchange with someone that really made me giggle out loud, and and it's just so funny how I you know I don't talk about I never really talk about the Chris Watts case itself anymore, but I can't get over the people who are obsessed. I'm obsessed with the obsessed. It's fascinating to me. So this is why I always listen and I always watch the chat. You know, um, so I commented. There was another post from the person who went on last night, and I commented on it, and I basically said that I don't get the purpose of this. because the post is, it has something to do with the author and Kay, and and it's like I don't see how any of that fucking matters, like I don't really see how any of that's relevant to anything at this point. So reading that, and I probably shouldn't have fucking like gotten into it, but at the same time, like I said, when I'm looking at this stuff, it's hard to keep my mouth shut. So, I had to comment. I said, I don't get the purpose of this. She already promoted her book on Kay's channel. All this does is add more publicity to her book and Kay's channel. Um, and I'm not, I'm not here. You guys are gonna think I'm the silliest motherfucker in the world, but I'm not talking about this right now because of what was said necessarily in the exchange. I don't feel that passionate about any of it, so it's not that serious. I didn't get really like, nothing got nasty, but a couple people commented and replied to that comment, and I won't read them all. There's no need to do that. But I, and somebody threw out, that, oh, hey, just so you know, the glare is the guy that went live with Kay. I'm not trying to hide that. I'm not taking sides on either one of these things, and I'm not even really entertained by the bullshit between them. A lot of people are. I'm not. I would prefer to hear them cover some real cases. I would prefer to see their clear talent utilized towards something extremely more productive. Um, in doing the best that they can at it, because I know that if they did, it would turn a lot of heads, and they could do a lot of good. I really, really, truly believe that. So maybe that's just a pipe dream, but as a fan, that's what I hear in my head, and I see them doing, and I really want that. Um, so in response to my comment asking what the purpose of it was, and somebody comments, the truth is the purpose, right? And then, hold on. Then this person uh, comments, and this made me laugh because she sounded, I heard this. Um, I said congratulations on typing up the most eloquently written excuse for pointless irrational behavior I've ever read. I'm truly impressed, and I'm telling you that's 100% true. I actually, she's defending what I consider to be completely irrational and pointless behavior, but but the way she wrote it, man, was fucking impressive, dude. I that never happens. So she responds, and I hear it, a perfect example of the worst what human nature has descended to in revealing the self-serving, self-aggrandizing nature of certain individuals. We shine a light on the narcissistic world we have slowly but insidiously become. It is valuable for us to all see the individuals and actions from maybe, just maybe, we will pause for internal reflection and ask ourselves pertinent questions. There is much to learn from exposing certain individuals and their toxic agendas. This behavior is endemic through all spheres of life, especially politics, and the sooner we wake up to it, the better. You can applause. You can applause. That, yo, that was the most beautifully written comment I've ever read in my fucking life, dude. So, Echo and the Bunny Woman, I don't know where you came from, dude, but you deserve a fucking. I've never seen anybody deserve an Oscar for a comment. And I'm not even being sarcastic. I'm not even being sarcastic. That shit to me was fucking fantastic. So I, I just wanted to I just wanted you guys to 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 be a part of that greatness. I mean, I was blown away when I read that. Yeah, Scott, that shit is deep. All right, so this isn't going to be a real long one. I just wanted to, you know, check in with you guys, fill you in on a little bit of my thoughts as far as this stuff is going on, and you know, I just hope that people start to realize that it's just such a wasted effort to be like so fucking obsessed with this when there's so much other good that can be done, I guess, you know? So much other good. So I don't know. I'm gonna look over the chat here a little bit, and then I'm gonna let you guys in on a little something, a little bit of news, um, and I think it's good news. So okay, so Penguin, dude, you said you were in Tara's group with me. Okay, from pretty much day one. Yeah, yeah. So you saw a lot. You saw me like really involved in that case. Um, yeah, I did some of my best meme work in that group. I uh, I had I had somewhat of a knack for making memes pertaining to the case. Okay, River, you're saying people will never move on from the case because of money? Well, here's the thing. The only reason there's any money to be made from it is because there are people obsessing over it. That's it. You know, as long as there's a market for something, then it's going to sell. That's just how supply and demand works. That's just how our economy works. So, you know, as long this is a product, man. This is a fucking product. The Watts case and all the fucking shit that comes with it is a product, and people want to buy it. People want to consume as much of it as they can, and it's it, I I'm just fascinated with the fact that people want so much of it, but it contains nothing. There's no value to it. The value to it has already presented itself. That's it. There's no more. There's no more to tell. There's no more to tell. The only thing more to tell at this point is if the family started talking. And again, why else would the family start talking about this shit unless there was money to be made from it? So I don't really care to hear what they have to say. My interests in true crime are facts pertaining to the case. Nothing else. I don't give a fuck about these people's personal lives beyond whatever involved the case and could be construed as evidence, maybe. But I don't take interest in any of the bullshit gossip and any of that. I just don't. So everything that I wanted out of the case, I got months ago. That's it. It's over. Done. So I'm fascinated right now. I'm fascinated right now with it's like people are paying money for air. That's what it seems like to me. People are paying money for imaginary potato chips. You're getting absolutely nothing out of it. Paying money for the smell of potato chips. I, I'm gonna be honest, Irish. You're saying you really like Jay. I mean, it's obvious I was talking about Jay, but um, uh, and again, much respect to her. She was extremely kind to me. Um, she was extremely kind to me while I was in the chat. She acknowledged me a lot. She takes a lot of personal interest in the chat, which I like a lot. So she responds to people personally, like as she's talking, she's even typing in the chat, and I find that to be um, uh, impressive, honestly, because I don't know how you can really pay attention to the person you're talking to while doing that. But if the listeners can, I guess she can too. So it's interesting. So I give her a lot of credit doing that. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here, So there's a reason why both of these people have thousands of followers, thousands of subscribers, because they're good at what they do. They're very good at what they do. Uh, so I that's why I kind of hunger for something else. You know what it's like? It's like it's like going to a restaurant, right? It's like going to a restaurant you love and you happen to know that everything on the menu is delicious, but they only serve one dish every time you go in there. Every time you go in there to eat something, hey, this is all we got today for you. And it's the same thing I had last time and the time before and so many times before. So I, I I get hungry for something else because the restaurant's great, the cooking's great, the the chefs are fantastic, but I'm not I'm not really experiencing that. I kind of am, but that dish, man, as good as it is, I'd like to try something else, please. So that's kind of how I feel about it. Yeah, Scott, I am thinking about going back to school. I don't know yet. I have not made a decision. What I was kind of daydreaming about was going back to school and getting some sort of law enforcement training on top of it, and it would be cool to start like a private detective firm uh, and focus on finding like missing people that the cops have given up on finding. Just try to throw in a helping hand into situations like that. I feel like that would be pretty awesome. But that's just a daydream for now. I don't know if um, there's other stuff I daydream about, but you know, Zachary's mom. How you doing? Let's see. Okay, you met me through Kay's group. I'm awesome. Thank you. Well, you're awesome for thinking that I'm awesome. I appreciate that. What's up, Bee Stinger? It's good to see you. Oh man, there's some awesome familiar people in the house tonight, man. I'm really excited about that. I might just stick around. I don't know. I don't know if I can cut this off early. Uh, Thanks, Scott. I yeah. I would love to do something involving law enforcement, but outside of a government agency. I'd like to privatize in a way. That would be fucking really cool. Um, I would really enjoy doing something like that. But I mean, I'm dreaming, man. You know, like I'm just now, dude. I am, guys. Let's get realistic here for a second. All right, I am 44 years old. Okay, and while I feel like in a lot of ways I feel like my life is just starting because I've never had this perspective and I've never had this drive. I've never had this love for myself and this gratitude for being here and for everything that I have. I it's it's pretty fascinating. Um and uh I've never had this before. So I am kind of going through a whole anything's possible, but I also got to be realistic. I'm not getting any younger, you know. But I mean, I feel great. I'm in the best shape of my life. I've never been this active. Um, so that's kind of part of what's making me feel like it could be done, you know. So I'm looking forward to just seeing. It's nice right now. The feeling is nice to just really know that I have those open options because I've actually sat and thought about it. I never really think about it. I'm always really quick to dismiss it. I dismiss it before I even have a chance to dismiss it, if that makes any sense. Hey, what's up, Kathleen? Hey, hybrid. And Irish right now. Irish, as you guys know, as you can see, she's one of my wrenches, one of my mods, and also one of my favorite fucking people. Absolutely. So she's on a trip right now, and and I feel like she really needed that vacation, and I'm really happy that she's getting to do that. And so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna tell you guys real quick. Um, I I have a really close friend of mine, and one of the things that I'm very grateful for is I don't have many friends right now because that would honestly probably be a real distraction from what I'm trying to do with myself. Um, I used to be a really social guy. I'm not so much now. I think this might subconsciously be my substitution for being social these days. So I'm enjoying it. So I appreciate you guys for having me be able to do this. But I have a couple of really good friends. One of whom I live with right now, and the other I met at my job. He just works out there, and then he comes in almost the same time every night with his son, and he's the nicest dude in the world. Like, just very positive, never has anything shitty to say. He's just, always smiling, cracking a joke. He's a super nice guy. Um, and what you would never know unless he told you was some of the most shocking life experience. I'd say bizarre. I'd say surreal to have gone through what he's gone through. Uh, some people have gone through worse. It's obviously, but this is very. What makes this very strange is how unique it is, and how many. strange turns this takes, and his just very key role in all of it, and very innocent at the same time. But he's extremely open about talking about it. He's the kind of guy that just looks at life experiences like that's fucking crazy. Rather than let them traumatize him, he just kind of looks at it for like, man, that is fucked up. Time to move on. Do what I got to do. Um, but treats everybody kindly and uh, never has doesn't have a bone in his body of someone who wants to ever hurt anyone. and and it's almost, yeah, Kathleen, it's almost like he follows the Glare principle himself. He's just never actually set them, but I think that he just kind of naturally kind of lives his life in this manner for the most part. um, and he has agreed to allow me to discuss with you guys his experience, and and it'll be a two-parter. The first part will be me just kind of telling you guys what's going on. Actually, um, we're going to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the. There's one of the people involved is his adoptive mother. She is in prison right now, and she has recently filed for an appeal. And so I am going to basically go over the appeal with you guys one night. Hey, Mignon. And and then the following part will be I will interview Sean and just kind of let you guys chat with Sean. Um, but uh, this is a very, very real thing. I discovered um, his mother, his adoptive mother. I discovered her appeal, her motion to appeal, and everything from her trial is in that. Everything regarding the case, except for certain details that Sean is very as I can't describe how grateful I am to him for this, but very, very eager to discuss with us. And for all of us who are true crime enthusiasts, this was a big case. This was covered by Dateline, um, and it was a 2-hour Dateline episode, and I think, for a while, if not currently, it was the most watched episode that Dateline ever had. So this case is that fucking crazy. So I am I'm really, really looking forward to discussing that and sharing that with you guys. And honestly, this is the case that I started this channel for. I'm gonna be very, very, very honest with you guys. And anybody who I spoke with prior when I first started getting on YouTube can actually confirm this. But this is the case that I wanted to discuss, but mostly because Sean is also uh, a very active advocate for adults who have been adopted as children, for their rights. And I wanted to provide him with a platform to discuss it and make people aware of it. And so this will be the only one that I would ever ask any of you to like and share if you can, um, because I think it's very, very important what he's doing, and I think it's incredible what he's gone through, and uh, and I want to see some difference being made for his cause, because it's very, very it's a very, very worthy cause, uh, of our attention at least. But anyway, so that will be coming soon. I'm going to probably do that. Uh, I'm thinking Saturday night. I'll do it, and then I'll follow up Sunday night with Sean. So this coming Saturday, and what I'll do is I'll set something here on YouTube, um, where you guys can set a reminder for yourselves. So even people who aren't even subscribed can set a reminder. So hopefully, this is something that I do want to have a lot of attention on, and because I really want people to be aware. And I know there's a lot of people out there who were adopted as children, and uh, and really want to know and have the right to know where they came from. So I really want to help Sean do this, and I really need your guys' help to help me help Sean do this. So like I said, he's doing something extremely kind. Uh, it's an extremely kind gesture on his part to sit down with me and discuss these experiences from his past with all of you. So I'm very, very much looking forward to that, and and I know that you guys will be great and you guys will be respectful. But it's definitely something that I'm hoping the word will spread. This is the reason why I was concerned about subscribers for the most part. This is what I was so worried about, um, because I really wanted to create a platform to where that would work, uh, a large platform. But uh, this is the platform I have, and I love this platform. And and the reason why I love this platform so much, one of the many reasons why I love this platform so much, is because you guys are the platform, and you guys have been fucking amazing with me. And I really, 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 really appreciate how cool you guys have been. You guys have been totally respectful in the chat. I've talked about some pretty controversial stuff, and I've expressed some pretty controversial opinions, and I've never gotten judgment from any of you guys. And everybody's so open-minded, and this experience on YouTube has really given me uh, a perspective on uh, human behavior in society. So we're a bunch of strangers who don't even know each other, and here we are relating to each other, and being so respectful towards one another. That's a pretty that's a pretty amazing thing when you think about it. It's a pretty amazing thing. We're all from different parts of the world, even though there's just a few of us. It's it's fucking amazing that we have this stuff that we can talk about, these exchanges. It's definitely something for me to be grateful for. So thank you guys for that. So anyway, um, yeah, I just got home from the gym. I'm trying not to eat a bunch of shit. uh, and oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. Okay, so my phone, I've had the same phone for 3 years. It's an iPhone 7 Plus, and I've had it since the day the iPhone 7 came out, since the day it went on sale. And I've had an OtterBox on it. It's been fantastic. The OtterBox. If you take it out of the OtterBox, it looks brand new. Uh, and it's 3 years old. And just the other day, I took off my fucking bed sheets and I put my bed sheets to wash. And about 15 minutes later, I look one place for my phone, then look another, then look another, and then just like I'm like, fuck. And uh, yeah, you guessed it. My phone ended up in the washing machine with my sheets. So I was really really upset about that, and it still worked. And then a few days later, it just decided to go all black. I already put it in rice, so before you guys start giving me a bunch of suggestions, trust me, I've tried them all. I appreciate it. Um, and yeah, yeah, I know, Mignon. I'm a fucking idiot. I get it. Uh, so, but um, I am blessed enough to still have a mom. And although my mom does not have the money to buy me a new phone, because I don't have the money to buy me a new phone, I don't even have the money for a fucking flip phone. You know what I'm saying? So, and I was spoiled by my iPhone. And let me tell you something. I was always grateful for my iPhone. I was always, there were many, many, many times I was sitting there thinking, man, I'm so lucky to have a phone like this, considering my income. This is great. And I, um, so this thing happens, and my mom, I told my mom about it, because my mom's in the middle of a few things, and I wanted to speak to her and make sure she's doing okay and everything, and I felt super guilty. And I, you know, I ended up sending her a message on Facebook through my laptop and explaining, this is what happened, and then she was like, "Well, I have an old phone, and I'll just send it to you." And she's sending me an old phone. I think it's like an iPhone 5 or 6, but fucking whatever. You know, that's amazing. That's so amazing that I get a new phone just like that. You know, uh, considering everything where I'm at right now in my life, it's pretty. That's a hell of a thing, man. That's to me that's a huge blessing. You know, I don't mind saying it. And yeah, so um, it's amazing that my mom went ahead and did that. I mean, I guess it wasn't nothing to her, but to actually get up and and go through the trouble of mailing it and everything, and man, that's pretty amazing. So I'll be able to do more things, uh, you know, like take screenshots and things like that and post them up or whatever. But I'm not even gonna do that. I'm not even gonna do that um, with this uh, with this case that's coming up. Um, I'm not even gonna do that. The case, the way I'm gonna do that is gonna be in a manner that none of you have ever seen on YouTube. So it's well, maybe you have. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of YouTube, so I'm probably talking out of my fucking ass. But uh, yeah, it's definitely going to be different. It's definitely not going to be your conventional. I mean, you see the way that I run my lives here, just with you guys. So uh, this is not going to be your conventional, your typical covering a true crime story on your YouTube channel. But and I'm not gonna do anything fancy either. I'm just gonna talk about it. But but you guys are gonna be fucking shocked at some of the shit that went on here, and I'm shocked about it still. You know, and what's even more shocking is just how amazing Sean is about it. It's incredible. I'm gonna look over the chat a little bit more here, so please excuse my silence. And I want to say, I want to say, I want to make it abundantly clear so that it's not, you know, so there's no misunderstandings. I I I have nothing but the utmost respect for Kay and gratitude for Kay and everything that she's done for me. We just don't stay in touch much these days, but you know, she's got her thing going on. You know, it's all good. You know, it's not anything. It's you know, but I and I have no reason to not have any respect for Jay for Justice either. She's clearly very good at what she does. She clearly has a lot of devoted followers, and you know that's fantastic. Um, and I just wanted to be clear that I'm it's not a question of how I feel about them. It's a question of I just I just want to hear them do more than Chris Watts. It's just a request. That's all. You know, you just you're making a request to your favorite artist. That's all I'm doing. Um, so anyway, yeah, moms do rock. Zachary's mom, absolutely. Shout out to all you moms for doing it. You moms are the best. Yeah, I'm so lucky to have my mom. She's she's incredible. Um, it's really funny, man, because um, the Noah Pothoven live that I did, I think it was the first one that I did on my own after going on live a few times with Kay. Um, I talked a lot. I got really personal. I talked a lot about my personal life, and when you, it's the craziest thing when you hit rock bottom and you honestly believe that there's nobody in your life that truly cares about you. You've convinced yourself of this. And then, you know, one or two people come along and just let you know in their own way how endlessly they care for you and how special you are to them. And when someone does that, you have no choice morally other than to be the best person just out of a sheer act of gratitude, just to be the best person for them. Obviously for yourself, but for them be the best person for yourself that you can be. You can't you can't classify that with anything else. That's the most priceless feeling I've ever had and priceless realization that I've ever had. So I'm really enjoying this particular journey, uh, applying these Glera principles. and and I'm really glad that you guys are finding it fascinating uh, for me to be able to share it with you. So thanks a lot for that. And anyway, I am gonna call it a night. I didn't want to make this a real long one, but oh, Zachary's mom, yeah. The my mom already put it in the mail. I really appreciate the offer though. That's really sweet. But my mom already put the phone in the mail for me, and it's more phone than I need, and it's great, and I'm stoked about it. But anyway, I'm gonna call it a night, and I think I'm gonna find a little something to watch. I don't know what just yet, but I'm I'm really happy that you guys logged on, and thank you so much. And I will see you guys Saturday. If there's any changes for whatever reason, uh, I will let you guys know in advance, as much in advance as I can. But the plan is Saturday night. We're going to discuss it. I'm calling it Smoky Mountain Murder. And if you have any, again, if you guys have any questions, or you have any suggestions, or you have anything you want to share, go ahead and email me at theglarer360 at gmail.com. And you can, if you want to have some fun, join the group of the same name. And again, email is theglarer360 at gmail.com, and the Facebook group is also called The Glare, and you'll recognize it with it has the same background art there. So anyway, uh, love you guys. Thanks a lot. Have a good night.